Hello my angels, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina, otherwise known as Sinfulpluto. And today we're talking all about the blessings that are coming your way this Taurus new moon, okay, on May 11th, I believe, yes. I'm a Taurus rising, so I'm excited to see how this is gonna play out for me this month, lady. But yes, new moons are all about new beginnings. It's all about manifestation, bringing new things into our life. What do you want to bring into this new moon? So this is a great time to manifest, to, keep a high vibe, I guess you could say. But yeah, so we're going to cover all 12 signs. I'm going to pull 1 or 2 cards to see what blessings are coming your way. And yes, this can apply to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Take what resonates and leave the rest that doesn't. If it does resonate with you. And if you want to join our community, our lovely community, you can do so by subscribing and following me on Twitter or Instagram at Sinfulpluto. Comment down below if it resonates with you, like the video if it does. And yes, so let's get started. That was such a long intro. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I haven't done this in so long. So we're starting with Aries. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Aries this new moon. What blessings are coming your way? Aries, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Okay, we got 1 card that fell out. Oh my god, I'm like nervous. Fuck, I haven't done this in so long. Okay, we have the King of Cups. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Okay, and then, at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. I love that. Okay, so this could be you and another person. Maybe you are meeting someone around this new moon or in the next coming few weeks or months. Someone who is very emotionally stable, someone who kind of calms you down. That might be a blessing that will come your way this coming month and with this new moon, is just meeting someone who calms you down, someone who helps you regulate your emotions, someone who validates your emotions, someone who nurtures you and takes care of you. I feel like you're kind of going to meet your other half. This could be platonically, this could be romantically, whatever the case may be. You might just meet someone who is just like on the same emotional wavelength as you, and someone who understands you emotionally, and it's like you don't even have to verbally express everything because they just know what it is that you are feeling. They intuitively know, they pick up on what you're putting down without you really having to say anything. And that makes you feel really safe and very secure, which is really cool. I love that for you. And for others of you, I feel like you might just be learning how to properly regulate your emotions and your feelings, learning how to better nurture yourself, learning how to be more diplomatic, right, with that King of Cups here, learning how to think before you speak, think before you act, and not allowing certain situations get the best of you in terms of your temper. Learning how to temper yourself, I feel like, is a really big thing for you coming. This new moon is just learning how to balance your logic and your feelings and making space for the both of them so that you can make the best decision and so that you can come up with the best approach with whatever situations that you are dealing with, which I love. I think that's so beautiful. And also with that Queen of Cups, I just feel like there's a lot of self-care coming through for you this new moon, which is, I love that so much. I wonder if for some of you, maybe you're reconnecting with your parents or having a heart-to-heart with your parents. I don't know what your relationship with them is like, but if you have been in need of a heart-to-heart with them, I wonder if there's going to be a conversation with that and they're going to make you feel really understood and validated and loved. If not that, then I wonder if for some of you, you are kind of healing any sort of wounds that you may have with your parents, but it doesn't necessarily have to directly involve like any sort of communication with them, but kind of maybe accepting the fact that like they are the way that they are, and they may not have been the best parents towards you, but just accepting that, it happens. Not everyone is blessed with like the perfect family, but you came and you conquered and you made the best of your situation, and you don't have to I guess, hold any sort of grudge with them. I just feel like there might be some sort of realization with the parents as well. So take that with what you will. So there's that. Okay, next we have Taurus. Let's see what's going on for Taurus. What blessings are coming your way, Taurus? I'm super excited. I'm so excited to see what comes through for Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What blessings are coming forward for you this new moon? Okay. Ooh, bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. We love that. Also, I'll be linking this deck in the description bar if you are interested in it. It is called the Sasarai Bitso Tarot deck. I love it. She's a gem. Highly recommend. So we have the Seven of Cups reversed that came out for you. And then under that is the High Priestess. So it seems as though your intuition is definitely heightened and definitely increased for you this new moon. With that Seven of Cups reversed here, I kind of get a shattering of illusions. And with the High Priestess, like you were seeing through people. Like people are just being very transparent. You may be discovering some sort of truth, or just finding out some really important information that may or may not pertain to you, or that may benefit you in some way, or find out some information about another person or something along those lines, and that may help you gain necessary clarity in order for you to like move forward with something or to make a certain decision or whatever the case may be. Or with that Seven of Cups reversed also, it's like in terms of illusions, maybe, because I get a sense of confidence with the High Priestess is like, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing, and I trust myself, and I'm going to follow what it is that I want to do. And so I wonder if with that Seven of Cups reverse, it's like breaking out of the illusion that you were somehow helpless or somehow restricted to a certain way of being. I feel like you're kind of broadening your horizons in that sense, which is really great. And I feel like you're kind of becoming a lot more in touch with yourself, maybe more in touch with your sensuality, because the High Priestess to me can be like a very sensual card, like someone who's just very in tune with herself, with her senses, very in tune with her inner body, with what she needs internally. Taking better care of your mental health. Or I wonder if for some of you, like you're having some sort of epiphany? No, that's not the word. Epiphany, that's the word. Epiphany in regards to a certain situation in your life, or maybe just like breaking or shattering a certain mindset or thought process that you might have had that finally allows you to move forward with something, if that kind of makes sense. So yes, and also with the Seven of Cups reversed, I feel as though some of you are finally making a decision on something, right? Because with the Seven of Cups upright, it's like indecision, not really knowing what to do, feeling really overwhelmed with all of the options that are right in front of you, not knowing which is genuine, which is not genuine, things along those lines. And so with that Seven of Cups reversed and the High Priestess, it's like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know how I'm going to go after it. And there is no doubt that I'm going to achieve whatever it is that I put my mind towards. So there's that. I love that for you. All right, let's go move on to Gemini. Let's see what's going on for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, that was quick. We have the Six of Wands. And then bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords, which is really interesting. Okay, so for some of you, this could be, so Six of Wands, that could be attention, you know, shedding light on a situation, you know, finally facing a situation. And the Seven of Swords is like some sort of sneaky behavior. This could be trying to get instant gratification. This could be trying to take shortcuts. So in terms of blessings for you this new moon, one of the blessings for you, for some of you at least, could be that you are kind of coming to terms with the fact that like you can't always take a shortcut. You cannot always take a shortcut in order to get to where you want to be. So, you know, sometimes a little bit of strategy is needed in order to get to where you want to be. Sometimes it's important to kind of think of the long term and the bigger picture rather than trying to get to point A to point B as quickly as possible. Like absolutely work smarter, not harder, but at the same time, at what point does that become like laziness or kind of just like not being fully dedicated and kind of just wanting the instant result, wanting that quick result? And kind of just like always seeking like instant things, you know what I mean? Like a need to work hard, basically. For others of you, I feel like with the Seven of Swords, you know, because that could literally be like strategizing. And with the Six of Wands, it's like your strategizing, your planning is finally kind of working in your favor, and you are getting the recognition for that. Six of Wands, you could be getting attention, you could be getting recognition somewhere, maybe like you're a social media person, and you are finally getting the recognition that you have been working for, finally. Or it could also be like, let's see over here, like finally being praised for something. And also with that Seven of Wands or Seven of Swords, I wonder if for some of you, a snake in the grass is like finally being revealed for you, which would be really cool. That would be really exciting. So that could be another thing, is just kind of coming to realize who is in your corner and who isn't, like learning who has the best intentions with you, who has your best interests at heart, and those who don't, type of thing. So that's really cool. We love that for you. I need to stop at this accent. Oh my god, please. Next we have Cancer. Okay, let's see what's going on with Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus blessings for the new moon. Jesus Christ. Okay. A lot of cards. Well, not a lot, but a few cards. Okay, we have the King of Swords and the Page of... I love this. And the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups reversed. Okay. Page of Cups and the King of Swords. So King of Swords, this is someone very logical, someone very composed, someone with a lot of wisdom, and someone who looks at the bigger picture. They are always thinking 10 steps ahead. You know, they're planning ahead. They are... always thinking of different outcomes to whatever possible obstacles they could face in the future. And then next to it is the Page of Cups, which to me kind of reminds me of like a visionary, someone who's very much a dreamer, someone who has a bunch of ideas, someone who's just really creative and they want to act on their creativity, right? So I wonder for some of you, this new moon, maybe some of you are finally acting on a creative endeavor that you have been wanting to act on. Maybe you are just being blessed with like a bunch of creative ideas that you were just planning on like acting on. And kind of getting the ball rolling in terms of that, which is really cool. Page of Cups, I feel like for some of you, like you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. I feel like there's kind of a sense of being in tune with your inner child. I also wonder for some of you, there is a sense of like knowing when to be serious and knowing when to be a little bit more lighthearted. I wonder if with the King of Swords, you have been trying a little too hard to be like very stoic or very serious or very like cutthroat in the terms, in the sense of like being very structured and being very like, okay, at this time I'm going to do this, and this day I'm going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And I wonder if that may have drained you a little bit. So I wonder if with the Page of Cups, this new moon is kind of basically teaching you to be a little bit more creative, to be a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more playful, and not so structured all of the time, which is awesome. We love that for you. I feel like there's a lot of room for error for you this new moon, and you are, I think, just, there are a lot of opportunities for you if you choose to go after them. Because Page of Cups, that can be like, there's just so much for you to explore creatively. Like there's so many ideas, so many doors for you to open, and it's really up to you what you want to do with that. And with the King of Swords, I feel like part of the advice here is to kind of like, rather than trying to do everything at once, you know, focus on one or two things that you want to pursue and expand on, and like fixate on them and work on them and be very diligent with them and that sort of thing, and kind of allow yourself to really immerse yourself in this creative project or whatever the case may be, or even in this like romantic sort of relationship. I don't know, it doesn't really seem romantic anymore, so it just seems like a project to me. To immerse yourself in that and just see where it takes you. Be careful of rushing into anything, and just go with it. Enjoy the ride, essentially. So yes, that's what we have there for you. All right, next we have Leo, new moon blessings. All right, Leo. Bottom of the deck is the World. Okay, completion, fulfillment. We have the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords, both reversed. That's interesting. So maybe the number 7 is significant to you in some way. Maybe you're seeing 777 or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know your life. So Seven of Wands reversed. And this to me, this kind of feels like finally overcoming obstacles and like not running away from certain problems. I wonder if up until this point you may have been trying to avoid conflict with people or trying to avoid confrontation or whatever the case may be, or maybe you've just been feeling really overwhelmed in life and kind of letting that overwhelmingness, letting that feeling get the best of you and almost paralyze you from doing anything else. And so I wonder if this new moon, you're getting a better grip on that and you are feeling very empowered to the point where you are just kind of pushing and pushing and pushing back, because I feel like you may have felt as though you've been backed into a corner. And of course, no Leo likes that. No lion is gonna like feeling as though they are being backed into a corner. And you may have been kind of like convinced that you just can't fight back for whatever reason, or maybe you felt as though you shouldn't fight back because you were trying to be the bigger person or something, or because you know like the damage that you can do if you will, you know the damage that you can do, you know that you can hurt some feelings if you really wanted to, but you never really wanted to do that because you know in your heart like that's not what makes you happy, that's not what fulfills you. So I wonder for some of you there's like a sort of completion here, a sense of empowerment, and kind of realizing like I keep on being pushed into this corner, and at one point or another I'm going to have to do something about it and show these people that like I cannot be messed with, that sort of thing. And so I wonder if this is like a direct confrontation with a situation in which people realize that like you are not to be fucked with, that you know they severely, very strongly underestimated you. And so this Taurus new moon is kind of like don't underestimate me, like that's not what's happening anymore. You know, you want to push me into this corner, fine, see what I can do with my claws, see what I can do with my teeth. And that's what that is. And so that's like the sense of empowerment and just like, this is what you asked for, so I'm going to give it to you. So there's that, bro. That's cool, that's exciting. What do we have next? Virgo, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. All right, let's see what's going on for Virgos. This new moon, what blessings are coming your way? Oh shit, okay. Oh my god, we have the Magician. Exciting! And then we have the Queen of Swords. Love that. Love her. Okay, so blessings. How do I put this? Someone might be reaching out to you. If you have been waiting for someone to reach out to you, they might do it. Or if you've been waiting, for example, for an acceptance letter to something, if you have been waiting for an approval for something, if you have been waiting for, like an approval for something, for the acceptance of something, I feel like that's kind of the blessing that's coming your way, which is really cool. That's really exciting. I love that for you. Let me know what that is. If it actually does end up happening for you, I would love to know. I also feel like with the Magician card and with the Queen of Swords, like there's this sense of just like being so in your zone that you are not letting anyone walk all over you. You're not letting anyone distract you, because the Queen of Swords is like very direct, very like, I'm about my business, you're not about to fuck with me. And with the Magician card, it's like someone is just very focused, and you can see here like they're so focused on doing what they're doing, right? With all of the hands, like I just feel like there's a lot of momentum building up for you in terms of whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's a creative endeavor, whether it's work, whether it's school. I just feel like there's a lot of momentum here. And like I said, you might be receiving communication from someone that you may have been waiting for or waiting on, or whatever the case may be. Approval, acceptance for something. You might have a necessary conversation with someone and it might go in your favor. So that could be another blessing for you. If you have been kind of waiting to bring something up with someone, whatever the case may be, or if you have been needing to confront someone, maybe this new moon is a really great time to do that, because it seems as though, you know, world is in your favor. It seems as though you might be able to communicate and express and verbalize your thoughts and your feelings very like directly and very concisely in a way that is very easy to understand. And there's just this overall sense of empowerment here with that Queen of Swords of just like, I'm not taking any more BS. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to get what I deserve, and you're either with that or you're not. And if you're not, then bye. That type of vibe. So that's really cool. Maybe some of you are like really getting ahead in terms of like your writing projects, your literary projects. I don't know. So yes, but also with the Magician card, like you are just manifesting a lot of really great things. Like whatever you speak is going to manifest. So, you know, be careful with what you wish for, because it might actually happen. So there's that. Do with that what you will. Who do we have next? Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Blessings. Okay, blessings for the new moon for Libra. Oh shit, okay. I got 3 cards. I'm overwhelmed. I have the Ace of Pentacles reversed at the bottom of the deck. That's cool. Let's see. Okay. All right. So things are shaking up for you, Libra. We love that, right? Okay. So we have the Tower reversed, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Hierophant reversed. So whatever changes you may have been resisting up until this point, or whatever mindsets you have been clinging onto, whatever approaches you may have been clinging onto, people, situations, environments, whatever the case may be, that seems to be coming to a close, or something along those lines, right? Tower reverse is like, you know, resisting changes, resisting necessary changes, kind of holding onto something, resisting the inevitable. It seems like as though you may have been doing that for, I don't know how long, you know, I don't know your life. And so I feel that with this new moon, there may be a lot of unlearning that is taking place here. And with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, I kind of get this vibe of like you really not wanting to let go, because you feel as though you have been working on this thing for so long, and that's very understandable. I get that, but I feel like there's something newer and better out there for you. I can understand why you would want to hold on to this thing, this person, situation, this environment, because it feels comfortable, because you've built a solid foundation with it, or not even a solid foundation, but you've built a sense of familiarity with it. But I feel like Spirit just wants you to move on to the next thing. Like you've learned your lesson with whatever this is, and so now it's time to move on to the next thing. Like whether it's the next environment, the next job, the next school, the next whatever it is, like what the next like creative endeavor. Like it just feels as though something hasn't been clicking, something hasn't quite been working out. You know, there's just some sort of setback that you keep on hitting, and so Spirit is like, okay, like we need you to take a step back and to try something else. You know, let this thing kind of, let this die off, and then start off with the new slate. If that kind of that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. Yes, ma'am. And there's just also like a sense of like not being very grounded here, right? With that Hierophant reverse. So I wonder if you may have lost yourself in this thing, or in this person, or in this environment. Maybe there's been issues with like people pleasing, for example. And so I wonder if there's kind of like a need to like basically reevaluate the priority, or to reevaluate why you're doing this in the first place. And you might have a lot of insight in terms of in terms of that. With this Ace of Pentacles reversed at the bottom of the deck, and with the way that like the little coin is like on her, almost, kind of like on her third eye, I wonder if there has been a blockage in terms of like, maybe you've become fixated on like material things, or become fixated on what something can physically provide you, or like on the image of something. Maybe you've been focusing a lot on like superficial things that has kind of blocked you from like the purpose behind all of this. And so I wonder if Spirit is kind of like, okay, I need you to take a step back and to reevaluate the priority here, to reevaluate why you want to do this in the first place. Which, you know, that might be annoying at first, but it could be like it could be like a blessing in disguise type of thing. And it might really help you kind of not only ground yourself, but kind of realize like, okay, this is the reason why I want to do this. And that, but by doing it for that reason is probably going to be a lot more fulfilling, but rather than doing it for superficial or materialistic reasons. So there's that. I wonder for some of you, you're like changing schools or changing, like I said, environments, work environment or something along those lines, maybe entering a workspace that is a lot more healthy for you. Maybe like taking the road less traveled on, and that might give you a little bit of backlash, but ultimately it might make you a lot more fulfilled. So there's that. Let's move on to Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Blessings for you for this new moon. What am I talking about? I don't know. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups reversed. Interesting. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords. Okay. Or 7 of Wands, sorry. Okay, 10 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords. Interesting. So 10 of Cups reversed can talk about like a general sense of lack of fulfillment or disharmony with loved ones and with family. And then 2 of Swords is like being in denial about something, not wanting to face the elephant in the room, which is interesting. So I wonder if this new moon, the blessing is that you, or maybe you were simply not aware of a certain disharmony. Maybe you were simply not aware of underlying tensions between you and another person, or underlying tensions within your environment or your work environment, your school environment. I wonder if for some of you, you may have underestimated how unhappy or unfulfilled you were in a certain situation. And I think this new moon is kind of like, okay, I am done here. I'm not doing this. I wonder, because you, as for example, like if you're a Scorpio rising, I believe that the new moon falls into your 7th house. So I wonder if there are realizations about relationships that you are going to be having, whether it's platonic or romantic, or maybe even contractual type of things. I wonder if there's just this sort of realization of like, I'm not happy here. And maybe you may have suppressed that feeling for a while because you wanted to feel as if you were in control, or maybe you just really wanted to make things work with this person or with the situation, whatever the case may be, right? But I think that in this new moon, it's almost as though that truth is kind of inevitable now, that there's no more hiding from this. And so you might be coming to the realization, and initially that might be uncomfortable, or it might be painful, or you might even resist this truth. But with that truth, it's like you're being honest with yourself, and you're like, okay, well, what can I do about it now? What will I do about this now? You know, what actions can I take? Am I going to remain complacent, or am I going to do something within the relationship? Am I going to try to work with this person, to communicate, to work things out with them? Or are things truly just not is there no capacity for things to be worked out anymore? And if that's the case, you know, you have to be honest with yourself about that. And perhaps it's time to kind of free yourself from that dynamic, from that situation, from this environment, so that you can be happier with yourself and that you can feel a lot more fulfilled. You know, maybe there's a fear of being alone, but at the end of the day, is it better to be in a loveless relationship, or to be with yourself and know that you can do anything with yourself and not necessarily have to answer to anyone or to worry about anyone but yourself? You know, there's a freedom in being alone. So there's that. So that might be something that you have to sit with this new moon, which is really exciting. All right, we next have Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius blessings. Oh, shit. Three of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords reversed and the Three of Wands reversed. So this is interesting. Immediately the vibe that I kind of get from this is like something, a goal might be closer than you initially expected it to be, or you might be able to achieve a goal quicker than you expected. With that Knight of Swords reversed, this can be like paranoia. This can be like intrusive thoughts. And then Three of Wands, that could be like self-imposed restriction. So I wonder if with this new moon, you're coming to the realization that you are more than capable to achieve anything it is that you want, anything that you strive to be or strive to have. I wonder if that there is that sort of realization. And I wonder if with this new moon, you're really being pushed and you're being encouraged to be like, I'm that bitch. I can do whatever I want. I can achieve whatever I want. What makes me so different from everyone else who can achieve this? And the truth is that you're not all that different from everyone else who can achieve this. You know, everyone is interconnected. You know what I mean? If that person can have it, that means that you also can have it. Granted, it might be a different journey in terms of how to get that, but you are absolutely capable of achieving what it is that you want. And so with this new moon, there might be a little bit more planning that needs to take place, but also I just feel as though there's a lot of confidence that needs to be worked on. So with this new moon, maybe it's worth really manifesting and working on building your confidence and to believing in yourself so that you can put yourself out there. I feel like it's really time for you to put yourself out of your comfort zone and to see where it gets you. And obviously, like as a Sagittarius, you might be thinking like, well, I'm like the explorer. I'm Jupiter ruled. What do you mean I need to push myself on my comfort zone? I'm always adventurous. And it's like, that might be true, but maybe there are certain things that you have not been willing to do because for some reason or another, it intimidates you. And maybe that's not something that you necessarily want to admit. So that's kind of what it looks like here, Sag, is like you overcoming your intrusive thoughts and be like, I want to do this and I'm going to do this. And it doesn't matter what it takes for me to get it. Like, I'm going to do it. So that's what that looks like here. I love that for you. So yes. Okay, next we have Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn blessings. Okay, Wheel of Fortune reversed, and then we have the King of Wands reversed. Okay, so this to me, this kind of looks like you taking control of a situation once again, because I feel like you may have been really passive up until this point. Maybe you didn't want to make any waves. Maybe you didn't want to make a big deal out of something. Maybe you didn't want to admit that you felt vulnerable or felt insecure about a situation, whatever the case may be. But in doing that, you have been complacent and allowing and tolerating way too much and tolerating way more than necessary. And it has been building up and has been wearing you down. And so I feel as though this new moon, the blessing here, if you are willing to take it, is empowerment. And it is the realization that you don't deserve certain treatment. You know, it doesn't matter if at the core you believe that this person is a good person. Someone can be a good person at their core and still not know how to properly respect you and treat you. And so it's up to you to set up boundaries, not only with them, but also with yourself, you know, to be like, I don't deserve this. I feel like there's a realization of, I don't deserve this. I know that I deserve better. And so I will insist on that. And if you are not willing to give me the respect that I deserve, then bye. Like, you do not value, like, you are not more valuable than my own worth, than my own boundaries. You are like, you don't get a pass on that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it seems like, is there's just a sense of like, I'm done. I'm tired of this. I'm done being passive. I'm done taking all of this. I'm done being this person that, you just dump all your shit on. I'm done being projected on, that type of thing. And so I wonder, I feel that with the Wheel of Fortune reverse is like, you were no longer being passive, you were taking matters into your own hands and finally speaking up, or finally implementing necessary boundaries and being very firm, right? With that King of Wands reverse, I feel like you're just being very firm and you are speaking up. You are not letting this person or the situation speak over you and just push you into a corner and be like, stay there. No, I feel like there's just that sense of like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And obviously, you know, it's up to you whether or not you want to do that, but that's what I've got here. Okay, next we have Aquarius. Let's see what we have here. Four of Cups reversed and the Hanged Man reversed. Okay, so blessings for you this new moon. You are pushing yourself out of complacency, or the universe is pushing you out of complacency. You might have a lot more clarity and a lot more motivation recently, or up until this point. You may have been feeling really bad for yourself, or just feeling like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what this is. I don't know like how I'm gonna go about things. Just feeling like almost kind of lost, kind of stuck. Again, that's self-pity, probably feeling as though like you're a martyr or like a victim of circumstance or whatever the case may be. And, you know, that may be true. Maybe you are a victim of circumstance, but I wonder if it might have been taken to the point where it's like you are kind of having this woe is me mentality and not really doing anything to change whatever it is that is within your control. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's almost as though there was this mentality of like, nothing is within my control, so I'm just gonna sit here and just feel bad for myself. And that's not necessarily the case. You know, absolutely there are many things that are not within our control, but there are other things also that are within our control, and you need to focus on those things. And so with that Four of Cups reversed, I feel like you're being pushed out of like that sort of that complacency, that victimhood state of mind. And I feel as though you might be really struck with a bunch of different ideas. I feel as though you are finally acting on a bunch of different ideas, probably looking at things from a different perspective and realizing like, like the power is all within me. I can do whatever I want. Kind of remembering and rediscovering the power that is within you, remembering like who you are, remembering that you're a bad bitch, that type of thing. Finally opening up with people there, because there are a lot of doors that are opening for you, but I feel that before you didn't see it because you were so caught up in feeling bad for yourself, but no more with that. So that's really cool. That's really exciting. We love that for you, honestly. And yes, so that's kind of what it looks like here. It's just like a surge of motivation and realization that you were just powerful. There's just that sense of empowerment, and if there's something that you want to do, then you're going to go for it. Stepping out of complacency is like you're literally being pushed out of complacency and taking on a different mindset, which is awesome. So there's that. Okay, there's just like a lot of, I think, release for you, Aquarius. Okay, next we have Pisces. Oh my god, Pisces, finally we reached the end. Let's see what we have here for you. Okay, we have the Empress reversed and then the Seven of Swords reversed, which is interesting. Okay. Empress reversed and the Seven of Swords reversed. I feel as though this new moon, the blessing that's coming forth for you is that you are finally taking the necessary steps to empower yourself. Because with this Empress reversed, right, this can be someone who feels weak, someone who feels undesirable, someone who feels unlovable. But with the Seven of Swords reversed, it's almost like finally slowing things down and becoming a lot more aware of this. And with that Empress reversed, I wonder if you have been comparing yourself a lot to other people and comparing, like, I kind of thinking to yourself, oh, this person has this and I don't have that, and that's why I suck. That's why I'm not desirable. That's why I'm not this, and that's why I'm not that. There's almost kind of like a sense of jealousy or envy, or just kind of putting yourself down and just feeling like, goddamn, like, what am I worth type of thing? Like, what is my true value here? But I feel that with that Seven of Swords, you may have tried to find quick fixes by means of like superficiality or like materialistic things. Like maybe you try to compensate these feelings of insecurity by like getting yourself some nice clothing, or by indulging in like brand names, or focusing a lot on like doing your makeup all of the time, or always being like in competition with other people, like always trying to one up your peers or something along those lines, because you were trying to compensate and try to like kind of brush that under the rug. But those quick fixes don't necessarily do anything for you, you know what I mean? Or maybe you were trying to like be maybe you're trying to find validation through like Instagram and like always posting selfies and like, you know, kind of basing your worth off of the compliments that you get or something along those lines. And, you know, that can be fulfilling for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily solve the void that is within you. So I wonder if with this Pisces moon, there is just this sense of deep realization that like there is work to be done, and that you are very capable of that work. And you were very capable of achieving, you know, the confidence that you want within yourself. And also I feel as though there is this sense of just like focusing more on you and less on others, comparing yourself less to others, and just being like, okay, what am I capable of? And I'm capable of this and this and this. I can achieve this and this and this, that type of thing. And I feel like you're just slowing down and becoming a lot more present with that. And finding ways to better help yourself, whether this is like through meditation, through yoga, journaling. Maybe there is professional guidance that you can end up finding for yourself, which would be awesome. If that's something that is accessible to you, by all means, I would encourage you to do that. And yeah, that's kind of what I get here. Oh my god, her titties are out. Am I gonna get like demonetized? Fuck. But yes, that's kind of what I have there. Also, I feel like there's a sense of patience that you need to have, because Empress reversed, that's like impatience to me, and a block in creativity, a block in abundance. And I feel like it has a lot to do with finding quick fixes in your life. So once you start to plan things out and focus on doing one thing at a time rather than kind of doing a bunch of things at once, and like basically spreading yourself then to the point that you burn yourself out and lose motivation. Once you come up with a solid plan and start, you know, doing A, B, C, D, and E rather than jumping from point A to point F, for example, I feel like that's going to benefit you a lot, and you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled, which is great. We love that for you. So yes, that's what I have for you, Pisces. Damn, that was all the signs. That was crazy. I hope that resonates, everyone. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment down below. Join our community. Follow me on Twitter, social media, at Sinfulpluto. And I hope you have a wonderful new moon. Many blessings to you. What am I doing? Okay. Anyways, bye.